Tribunal, Appeal Court, and the Supreme Court. They all have sing one song. All have dismissed this case. Does it mean that we coach was good? A good coach hire a good player that doesn't know how to score goal? Does it work like that? It's only going to rule for 8 years. Yes, but that 8 years can be shared for 4 years. It's not it's not compulsory that one person must do that 8 years. If my friend, the governor okpebholo, does not perform very well, another Isama can come in 2028 to complete the remaining 4 years. That is how it is. Hello, everyone. This higher court in the land, the Supreme Court of Nigeria, have delivered the judgment of Edo election that will be going on for some months right now. Today, it's no longer news that Okpebholo has been affirmed the winner of that election. However, it is, that is the judgment. And let us look at the judgment that the Supreme Court has delivered, looking from tribunal, appeal, and to this Supreme Court. If you calculate all the judges that delivered the judgment altogether, they are now 11. In the tribunal, they are three. In the appeal, they were three. And in this Supreme Court, there are five. That is 11 judges in total of them. And these 11 judges, all of them unanimously said Modokbevolo won. It is a surprising thing that out of these 11, no one even said that otherwise. So, is it because the lawyers of Ashton, they failed to do some certain work? Because if you look at this, all this judgment, it's dismiss, even up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court also dismissed this case for lacking in merit. What does the Supreme Court say regarding this case? For now, the preliminary judgment that we can see before the certified court case will be out is that the Supreme Court is saying some of the evidence brought before the court, brought before the tribunal, they were dumped in the tribunal, and that the Aswan lawyer will fail to prove, to substantiate some of those documents, some of those evidence present in this case. They are especially the beavers. They are saying they fail to call the relevant witnesses to speak to some of the document in the case in the court. That is the one of those excuse the Supreme Court has said right now. But if you also look at it very well, we have been saying that these beavers they brought to tribunal, where were the beavers not open? Why would not switch on to look what was inside those beavers? The Supreme Court also saying that they fail to prove overvoting, which is related to that beavers, and also this not compliant with the provision of the Electoral Act. In the 432 polling unit, they said they failed to prove those allegations that there was no compliance in those polling units, and they failed to call relevant witnesses to speak to document present in the case. Now, if you, I don't know if the lawyers of Aswan that was not able to do some work that make 11 judges, even though they are corrupt, even though we know the Nigerian judicial system, how corrupt it is. How can 11 judges just decided on the case? No one of them even refused to accept anything, even if anything passed under the ground. We know that something passed under the ground, right from the tribunal to the appeal, even to this Supreme Court. Things passed under the ground, and there was a exchange of presently. Even before this judgment, we saw one Supreme Court judge in Edo State, which Supreme Court denied that he came to Edo State to attend a burial ceremony. Well, that aside, but there are some jubilating in some quarters right now. even mocking those who lost out in this election, which is not supposed to be. You have to be magnanimous in victory. Edo State is one, and when these kind of things happen, what you need to do is to preach unity, is to see how you can bridge the gap so that you can govern very well. People don't know the meaning of government. You are going to govern the people. It's not about to be happy that you are in the government. You are in the government because of the people. That is why I saw the statement released by the chief press secretary to the state government, Freddie Chua, and which is very good. If you read that statement, if actually the statement came from the heart, you have to follow what you said. Try to bring the gap, preach unity, bring everybody to bring everybody so that you can rule very well for these first 4 years that has been authenticated right now by the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court of Nigeria, I have made a live video before now, but some months ago, that from 2020 to now, Supreme Court have not sacked any governor, whether it was elected by hook or crook. Even those that the tribunal are the even disqualified, even the one who lost out in their plea, but when they get to Supreme Court, the Supreme Court will restore them back. Since the time of that incident that happened between Hope Uzodinma and Emeka Hedia in Imo State, since that time till now, there is no governor in Nigeria that the Supreme Court have removed. Even look at the governor of Kano State who lost out in the tribunal, he lost out in the appeal court. The Supreme Court returned him back in the 2023 election. So there are so many governors like that in 2023 election that lost out in tribunal. Some they won back in their appeal, but all of them were returned back by the Supreme Court. In that election, we have about over 26 cases, governorship cases that went to Supreme Court, and all of them returned back. That was fear. That was one of the one of the something I was looking at the first beginning, because you have to look at where you are coming from so that you will know where you are going. But this time around, I passed this case. Have already been laid to rest. So those foot soldiers, okpebholo, those riffraff on social media, also mocking opposition who are lost out and calling them names, that should stop. That will not bring any unity to your government or this first 4 years. So you have to give them instruction to be magnanimous and preach unity in this case. As it is right now, where every hand must be on desk to parlor the affair of the state. And you have made a promises during your campaign, and those promises are out there. So it is time to keep reminding you the promise you made to Edo people during your campaign. It's not about campaigning. You can make any promise, but this time around, you have to be reminding those who make promise that you have to fulfill your promise to Edo people. And so that is it for that. And for those who lost out in this in this case, both of you are winners. Whether and as one, you are a winner. Well, you are a winner. The only difference is that the one is sitting on the Sadebi Avenue and one is not sitting on Sadebi Avenue. So there is still time to gather up that have been scattered. 2027 is there. So 2027 is key to the other election that will be conducted in Edo State in 2028. But as it is right now, it look as those any person, any of your, if your party is at the center, if your party is at the federal, you have opportunity higher. Your probability of winning election in Nigeria is higher. That is how it is right now. So that is why 2027 is very key. It's very key in the sense that if Tinubu if Tinubu is removed from that place in 2027, you will see those people that is talking anyhow right now. Their tone of song will change. It will change. So that is why 2027, everybody have to key into it. Have to key into it. And the alternative that is available right now is for now is ADC if they can able to put themselves together. Dr. Asonime Igodalo, I want you to key into the project. Yes, you have to key into the project if you want to continue to be to serve Edo people. If you have any mind again to serve Edo people, and not before now, you are not just a politician like that, a technocrat wanted to come and prove what he can do with lawless game over the years. But as it is right now, if you still have it in mind uh, to serve Edo people or to be a part of to play politics, don't just relax. Don't just relax. You have to get yourself involved in the political affair, so that your argument you gain right now during this election will not go down. Yes, will not go down. So that before we get to the next election, we can your profile will rise. And the Eastern time is now. So if Modokubolo perform very well, you can return back to power in 2028 because it's 8 years. 8 years is ceded to Eastern people. There's no negotiable about that. We cannot negotiate. Eastern is going to rule for 8 years. Yes, but that 8 years can be shared for 4 years. It's not it's not compulsory that one person must do that 8 years. If my friend, the governor Okpebholo, does not perform very well, another Isama can come in 2028 to complete the remaining 4 years. That is how it is. It's not, they're not bargaining about that. So like this video and share this video. So those who are happy, who are celebrating, celebrate with common sense. Me, I even know that now party will be loading. Yes, they will be planning how to do party now because this government they love to party very well, to spend unnecessarily things that cannot yield any good to other people. So tribunal, appeal court, and Supreme Court, they all have sing one song. All have dismissed this case. Does it mean that we coach was good? A good coach hire a good player that doesn't know how to score goal? Does it mean like that? I don't know. Because this 11 judges, 11 complete judges, no one have even refused. No one have said otherwise. All of them unanimously agree and dismiss the appellant case. So it's very a surprising thing for all of us to see. So like this video and share this video. The Supreme Court have said the evidence tender before tribunal, before in this case, there was no substantial, the evidence what cannot speak for itself, and the appellant failed to present some relevant weaknesses to demonstrate into the evidence that it brought before the case, especially those beavers. No, nobody speak to it. Even there are many documents brought before the court, before the tribunal, in the first instance. There was no. They said they didn't speak on the on the document they brought. So that is the excuse. That is the excuse that I'm unable to prove no compliance with the provision of Electoral Act. A good coach hire a good player. Does it mean the good players, don't know how to score goal? Thank you.